Hello everyone, I wanted to show you what a Lewis dot diagram is. It's a way to show how many valence electrons an atom has without going through all that. It's just a quick, easy representation, and they're normally used when you're trying to show bonding mechanisms between different atoms, because you're showing the valence electrons and how they're interacting with other atoms. So we're going to be using these quite a bit. Anyhow, so how do we figure them out? We look at the atom itself. So here's an example: phosphorus. 15 protons, 16 neutrons, and 2 plus 8 plus 5, 15 electrons. The first energy level is full with 2, the second energy level is full with 8, and the third energy level has the valence electrons. So this is the valence shell. And it has 5 electrons in it. We don't care about the other electrons, the 2 and the 8, because as far as bonding is concerned, only the outermost energy level is going to be in contact with the other atoms. So the bonding is based off of the valence shell. So how do we draw a Lewis dot diagram? First off, we draw this element symbol, okay, which is P for phosphorus. Now keep in mind, valence electrons on an atom are at most 8. At most 8 valence electrons. Because you can only have up to 8 valence electrons. So when you do this, you will only be showing at most 8 valence electrons. All right. We have 5 valence electrons for phosphorus. So all we do is we place dots around the outside of phosphorus. Now if you think of this as a 4-sided box, you would put 2 on this side, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and 2 on this side. That would be 8. And when you place them, you put them, you go all the way around. You don't put them all on one side first. So if I'm going to put 5 valence electrons, I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So that's the Lewis dot diagram for phosphorus. It is the element symbol with the 5 valence electrons around. And that's all you have to do for a Lewis dot diagram. Let me give you a quick refresher on how to find valence electrons now. So what are valence electrons? They are the electrons in the outermost energy level. And how do you figure them out? Mainly based on what group it's in. So on the periodic table, everything in group 1 has 1 valence electron. Everything in group 2 has 2 valence electrons. And then we jump to group 13 because we're really focusing on the main group elements. Everything in group 13 has 3 valence electrons. Everything in group 14 has 4. So once you get to group 13, you actually would just subtract 10 from the group number to figure out how many valence electrons there are. What about groups 3 through 12, the transition metals? We aren't really able to say that for sure. So at this time, we're just going to focus on the non-transition metals, the main group elements, which are groups 1 and 2, and then groups 13 to 18. So this pattern continues, and that's how you're going to be figuring out how many valence electrons there are. Okay, so I would like to practice drawing a few Lewis dot diagrams right now. So here are 4 elements. If you would like to, go ahead and pause the video right now and see if you can draw these. So we're going to start by going through each one and seeing how many valence electrons they're in and what group they're in. So Ca stands for calcium. Calcium is a group 2 element. And everything in group 2 has 2 valence electrons. So how do we draw this? We just put 2 dots around the outside. Okay, bromine is in group 17, and it has 7 valence electrons. So we're going to place 7 valence electrons on the outside of bromine. Aluminum is in group 13, so it has 3 valence electrons. And 1, 2, 3, just like that. And neon is in group 18, so it has 8 valence electrons. Remember, neon is a noble gas, so it has 8 valence electrons. Its valence shell is full. And here is the dot diagram for neon. So all you're doing is counting the valence electrons based on what group it is in, and then you are going to use the element symbol and put those dots around it. That's all. It's not too difficult. You don't overcomplicate it. All right. Have a good day.